Hello everyone, welcome to our presentation video. Today, we from Group H will be presenting about the understanding the use of being polite in a letter. Uh, Before we start the presentation, I will introduce our group member. The first me as a moderator and speaker two, and then there is Hani as a speaker one. Okay, without uh, wasting our time, let's get into the presentation. The first material uh, about why we should use a politeness in letter will be explained by Hani. To Hani, time is yours.
Okay, thanks to moderator, and I'm Hanidia Francisca as a first speaker in this occasion. Will explain the material about the reason why we should use a politeness in a letter. Now, we all know that politeness is an essential aspect of effective communication. By using a polite language, we not only show a respect and consideration toward others, but we also create a positive and harmonious environment. Nah, besides that, mastering the art of using politeness correctly can allow us to navigate social situations, whether in casual conversation, in meeting business, or even in written correspondence. Nah, because of that, the impact of using polite language cannot be underestimated. Besides that, there are still several reasons why we should use politeness in a letter. First, respect to the recipient. Now, as we know before, when we use a polite language can show an appreciation and also respect towards the recipient of the letter. Second is increases trust. Now, a politely written letter will help to increase recipient's level of trust to the sender. Now, third, professionalism. Politeness is a key to maintaining the perfect image or good image, especially in business environment. Fourth, avoid misunderstanding. Now, by using a polite language can help us to avoid misunderstanding that might arise by using impolite words. Now, fifth, grammar rules comprehension. Usually, polite language is follow the grammar's rule well that make it easier to understand. The last reason is respect for culture. Nah, polite language is help us to respect the value and norms of different culture. Okay, I think that's all for me. Back to moderator.
Okay, thanks for Hani explanation. The next material will be explained by me, but before we go into example of politeness in letter, I will explain a little about definition of politeness. So what is politeness? Politeness is a socially correct and respectful behavior that shows understanding and care for other people's feelings. That is the definition of politeness. Okay, the next is example of the use politeness in a letter. In greetings, we can see informal, we use dear Mr. Smith, but in informal, we use dear mom or dear honey. We don't use the Mr. for the informal greetings or Mrs. And the next is for the complementary closure. The example informal is we use yours faithfully, yours sincerely, and in informal, we use yours lovingly and yours truly. And the next is express apologize in informal letters. Uh, Express apologize, sorry, with politeness. To express the apologize in politeness, we use for the example, I apologize for the inconvenience caused and appreciate your understanding. And for express gratitude, we use the example, thank you for your prompt response. It was helpful. It was most helpful. And the next is tips for choosing polite language in letter writing. The first is consider the audience. Consider to whom you send the letter or who will read the letter, and choose that language suits the audience. And the second one is use correct spelling and grammar. Uh, Make sure you use the correct spelling and grammar and avoid of the common mistake in use grammar, like use the wrong word or etc. And the next is avoid harsh or derogatory words. Do not use the rude word. Do not use rude word, demeaning word, or condescending word in your letter. Choose the word that are polite and respectful. And the next is use thank you and request praises nicely. Use thank you and request praises politely, such as please allow me to, or I am very thankful and I am very grateful for your help. By following these tips, you can write a polite and appropriate letters in the future. Okay, that's all the material from our groups. Thank you for your attention today. If you have any comment or suggestion, you can give on the comment. Uh, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and see you next week.